everyone, Flora Sage here, and I want to share with you a little bit about my day. So today I actually went to a 25-year high school reunion of my sisters last night. It was a hoot. It was so fun. Oh my gosh. And went to bed late and woke up this morning and did my yoga, did my meditation, did my journaling, all that jazz. And then went to my church and and then started my building project. And if you've been following these videos for the last couple weeks, you know that I've been building this like dog door windbreak thing. And so I started to build it. I started to get the drill, and then I was trying to change out the drill bit thing, and it wasn't working no matter what I was doing. So I asked my son, hey, could you help me figure this out? And he was able to do it right away. So I drilled the holes in all the wood, and then I couldn't get the drill bit out, and I'm like, hey, could you help me? He's like, sure. And for some reason he was able to like muscle it and just figure it better. I don't know. For some reason I wasn't able to do it. So he helped me. And then I positioned all the wood and everything, and then I started to screw the wood into, or the screws into the wood. That wasn't working. And I was like, what? So then there's 4x4s that I have, and I had them pre-cut at Home Depot, and then realized 4 feet is just going to be too high, and so I needed to probably cut them down. And so I measured out to like 32 inches, and I measured them out, and then I have like this little saw, and then so I was like, yeah, I'll just cut them. And then I was like sawing for like 15 minutes, and like my arm was jello. I'm like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, okay, so I'll wait till my son gets home so that he can help me, because my other son just left to go to work. And then I was like, okay, so what's, like one more thing that I can do. And so I started to clean up the garage and got that done. And then I went to go install the mailbox, because I got a new mailbox because the wood that's in the other one is getting old and I need to replace it. And, turns out I needed some Quikrete. And I was like, okay. So I called a local farm and home store, and they had Quikrete. And I said, hey, do you guys cut wood? And he goes, yeah. He goes, well, how much wood are we talking about? I said, only 4 4x4s. And he goes, oh yeah, it's 75 cents a cut. I'm like, totally worth it. So I head down there, and I get the wood cut, and I get the Quikrete, and I got these really super long screws that will work for the 4x4s, and was feeling so good on the way home that I really wanted to make this quick video about trying to muscle and do things yourself. So many times we have a hang up, or we get some type of roadblock that happens. Okay, for myself today, it was I couldn't get the drill or the screwdriver part out of the drill to put the drill bit in. And then I couldn't get it out, and I was like, what the hell? And then once that was done, I couldn't get the screw actually into the wood. So then I was trying to saw it, and I'm realizing, oh my gosh, this is like way more difficult. I just need to find somebody that has a saw. And so even though I didn't complete the project this weekend, what I did do is enlist help of people who knew how to do things that I didn't know how to do, or had the abilities to do it, or like something that I couldn't. I don't have a table saw. They had a table saw at the place that I went to. So, and I want you to think about, how many times in your life do you try to do things the hard way, or do you do things the hard way because you think you have no other options? How often do you try to, saw that wood yourself instead of calling somebody who has a table saw that literally, I think it's called a table saw, I'm not sure, who can do it within moments? So I got a backstory about saws and myself, okay? In shop class when I was, I don't even know, like 13, like 12 or 13, we had a shop teacher. His name was Mr. Barron. He was awesome, but he was missing a digit, like legit missing like this much of his finger. And he's like telling us how to use all the table saws and stuff. And I'm going, no, I am not. I like my fingers. I'm not using a saw. Well, we had to make a project. We had to make a wood shop project. And I was like, all right. So I go to the trash bin, or like the scrap wood, and I pull out this really nice kind of, 12 by 16 piece of wood. It had been glued and all this other stuff, but somebody just cut it wrong. And I sanded the edges down, and I made it all fancy. And then I'm like, okay, I'm done. I made a cutting board. He's like, really? You have to do something to it. I'm like, I don't want to lose my fingers. He's like, you're not going to lose your fingers. So I had one of the guys in the shop class drill a hole in it so that I could sand the hole, and then put a string so that you could hang up the cutting board, and I oiled it. And I'm like, literally, I worked the whole freaking semester. I sanded the thing the whole semester because I was like, I like my fingers. I do not want to use a table saw. Like, I was like, he literally was missing a freaking finger. And so, yeah, it was just kind of like, oh my goodness. But I'm not all about doing things the hard way. I'm really about figuring out, okay, this is what I want to do. And I try it myself. And actually, one of the things that I told my youngest son, he goes, just do it. I said, it's not working for me. I need you to show me how. And then he just did it himself. I said, the best way to empower anybody is to show them how to do it, whatever it is. I said, especially women, because a lot of the times men just do stuff for us. Well, it's nice. I personally feel more empowered when someone shows me how to do it. They show me and then they let me do it myself. That's how I learn the best. But there's also some things that I just don't have the muscle for. Like when I tried to screw the screws in the 2x4s, it literally, because it's like laying on the ground because I can't figure out how to position it so that it's up. Anyway, I just need to figure that out. But I didn't have the oomph to push the screws in further into the wood. So, but when I have the opportunity to do something myself, I'll absolutely do it. But if I know that it's going to help, it's going to, okay, by me asking for help, I know that it's going to go smoother and quicker. There are some times and some things that I can do by myself easily, but then other times I have no freaking clue how to do it, so then I ask for help. And then other times I know how to do something, I just don't have the oomph behind me to do it, like the muscle power to put in a drilled screw. And so then I ask for help. But how many times in your life do you muscle through it, or do you just start getting pissy and keep trying to do it yourself and it's not working? I mean, really think about this right now. And think about what it would look like, what your life would look like if you actually gave yourself permission to ask for help when you need it. Or, I mean, also, how many times do you try to reinvent the wheel? How many times do you try to, do something only to have it like fail miserably? And I don't really like to say fail. I think that failure and mistakes are discoveries. But Doug says you need a good impact drill. I don't even know what that is. But, but it's one of those things is that how many times do you try to reinvent the wheel, and success leaves clues. That's something that I heard like 10 years ago from Jack Canfield. Success leaves clues. And every person that's been there, done that, has been through this beginner stage, has been through the stage of going, I don't know how to do this. Let's try to figure it out. Maybe they learned through observation from their parents or whatever. Maybe they read a book. Maybe they watched a video. But maybe they just kind of fumbled around and learned how to do it themselves. But the key is that when somebody has already done something, ask them how to do it. If that's what you're trying to do, ask them how to do it. So this next week, one of the things that I really encourage you to do is to look at your life. Look at what's hard, what's challenging, what's pissing you off. What are you going, ugh, why can't I get this to work? And give yourself permission to stop trying it and saying, okay, who's done this? Who do I know that has done this successfully? Okay? Who do I know who has built something successfully? Who do I know who has written a book successfully? Who do I know who has built a deck or a patio or changed their oil? Whatever it is that you are wanting to do, figure out who in your life already knows how to do that. Who in your life has kind of been there, done that, and ask them, say, hey, so this is what I'm trying to do. Would you mind helping me out? And this is what I'm doing and it's not working. Could you show me what I'm doing wrong or show me what I'm doing incorrectly? And that right there is the biggest thing, because you can have somebody do it for you and still have absolutely no freaking clue how to do it. Or you can say, this is what I'm trying to do, or this is what I want to do. Can you help me? And that's the biggest key, is when you ask for help, most people will say, sure. You know, sometimes they charge for their services and their knowledge, which they should, because I mean, especially who knows how long they've been doing it. If there's a master carpenter, sometimes if it's an easy project, they might say, sure, bring it on over. We'll work on it in our spare time. Or if it's a major project, they might say, well, how about this? And they might barter with you or whatever, you know. But the key is you have to first and foremost recognize where the struggle is in your life. You have to first and foremost recognize, where is it hard for you? What are you kind of beating your head against a freaking brick wall? Or what are you just feeling so frustrated about, and you know beyond a shadow of a doubt, this is what I want to do, but no matter what I do, it's just not working out the way that I intend it to. It's not working out the way that I'm thinking it's supposed to. So in that case, you can figure out, if you don't have anybody in your immediate circle, you can say, okay, so maybe I'll Google it, maybe I'll YouTube it, maybe I'll go onto Facebook and post something on my page and say, hey, does anybody have anybody that knows how to do this or whatever? And you start networking with your tribe. And then, I mean, I truly believe that it takes a village, because every single person, every single one of you are an expert at something. You are. And for you, some things are totally second nature. Totally, like you're like, oh, hell yeah, I totally know how to do this. Whereas somebody else is freaking clueless. They're like, I have no idea. Like if you asked somebody how to make jelly or how to make jam, and like, you know, can jelly or jam, some people will say, oh yeah, that's super easy. Somebody else is like, oh my God, that looks so hard. I've been wanting to do it, but I have no freaking clue. Bread. Me, I can make all kinds of bread. I love making bread. I have watched hours of videos on how to make the perfect loaf of bread. Ask anybody that's tasted my bread. It's freaking amazing. And I'm not tooting my own, well, I'm kind of tooting my own horn, but not from an egotistical way. I've spent hours perfecting it. Like literally, I grew up making it with my mom. After she passed away when I was 12, I didn't make it forever, and started making it when I moved back up here. And it was a flop. Oh my God, it was hard. It was and I was like, what did I do wrong? And literally, I then commenced to watching hours of videos and making loaf after loaf after batch after batch after batch, perfecting the types of breads that I was making, the kinds of breads, my technique in kneading, and all these other things. But the key is I chose to further my education and my knowledge because I wanted to excel at something. I wanted to be able to make a really freaking kick-ass loaf of bread, okay? But if you ask somebody down the street, they might be like, I have no idea how to make a bread. And I'm like, oh my God, yes, I will totally show you how. And then I have all kinds of tips and tricks that I learned in my studies, okay? That's the same thing. All of you are experts at something. All of you have spent time learning how to do certain things. And that should be honored. That totally should be honored. So don't let yourself feel like, however it is that you're feeling, like you're, maybe disappointed because you don't know how to do this, and you're like, man, I really should know how to do this, whatever. If you try something and you're not succeeding, and you try something and you're just not, it's not turning out the way that you want it to, give yourself permission to ask for help. Give yourself permission to ask your people, okay, people, who knows how to do this? This is what I'm doing and it's not working. Could you teach me how to do it, or show me what I'm doing wrong, or point me in the right direction on where I can learn how to do this right? Okay? And this is something that's huge, because you will save hours and hours and hours of heartache and frustration and whatever. Abraham Lincoln was quoted in saying, if I was given 8 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend the first 6 sharpening my axe. How many of you would just grab the axe and just start hacking away? And then bitch and complain because the axe is freaking dull? How many of you would check the axe first? Probably from experience of knowing you have to have a sharp tool in order to make a good cut or a good impact. And you check it, oh, this is kind of dull. And then you spend some time sharpening. Or you don't even assume that it's even going to be sharp. And don't even check it. You just say, I'm sharpening it because I only have 8 hours to chop down this tree. So I'm going to make sure my tool is ready and prepared to chop down this tree. All that comes from experience. The inexperienced person probably would take the axe and just hack away. The kind of somewhat experienced would check it, go, yeah, this is pretty good, start hacking away. Maybe go, maybe I should sharpen it. The experienced person would say, let's sharpen the axe first. So that is what you're getting when you ask an expert, is you get that time-saving advice. You get that expert advice. You get all the years of knowledge. You get all the hours of study, all the blood, sweat, and tears that have gone into their mastery of whatever it is that they're an expert at, so that you don't have to go through all of that, so that you literally can save so much time in whatever it is that you want to learn how to do, which is awesome if you think about it. So I want you to comment in the comments below. I know there's only a few of you watching, but I want you to post in the comments what's one thing that you've been struggling with that you're going to seek out help for this week. Hi, Jack. Let me see who we have here. We have Alfredo, we have Warren, we have General, we have Thomas, or Tomas, depending on. Bobby, Steve, Kenny says, hi, Flora. Thanks for this. You're very, very welcome. Tasia, hello. Doug, Warren says, this is one of the biggest things I've learned. Rather than to do everything myself, I have found myself teaching others everything I've learned over the years. Plus, it takes less hassle and stress of, oh, I can't see the rest of your comment, Warren. I apologize. Yeah, and then Jack says, good afternoon. Good afternoon. So, hi, Michelle. Hi, Mike. Yes. So, what are you struggling with? What do you really want to fix or find a solution for in your life? Whether we're live or not, go ahead and post it in the comments below. And then, are you committed to finding a simple solution for that? Are you committed to reaching out to an expert this week and saying, hey, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm trying to do. It's not working. Could you maybe help me out, help a sister out or brother out? And I'm telling you, that will save you so much time. And like I said, anytime that I reached a hurdle today, I'm like, okay, what else can I do? What else can I do? And I knew that, if I couldn't drill that screw in, okay, I'm going to have to wait and figure out a different way to do this. Okay, so what else can I do? Oh, I can cut the wood. Okay, wow, this is so not working. Okay, what else can I do? I'll clean the garage. Absolutely, I got all that done. Okay, what else can I do? Well, let me go check the mailbox. Okay, so I need some concrete. Let me go buy some concrete. Well, I called to make sure that they had it. I said, hey, did you guys cut wood? So I tried to be open and receptive to whatever my intuition was sharing with me and telling me what to do and how to move down that path so that I could, actually make an impact and make progress on whatever it is that I was doing. And so that's the key in everything. Progress, not perfection. Nothing is perfect. If you wait for something to be perfect, you're never going to do it. I'm here to tell you that. You're never going to freaking do it. And so when you allow yourself, when you give yourself permission to just say, okay, what do I really want to work on this week? And am I willing to go and seek out expert advice? Well, there you go. That's it. Just a few days ago, I mentioned about like my money stuff, because I've actually had, and it's really interesting. I don't know. I just find it interesting that people are so concerned about my financial state. But I had a couple people actually say, if I really make, multiple six figures a year, why I don't show off when I go shopping or all these other things that I do. And I'm like, I'm not much of a shopper, really. I do the Dave Ramsey method. I put myself on a fixed budget. Everything above and beyond my budget goes into my emergency fund, goes into my savings, goes into my investments. I really like a simple life. I don't buy into the super flashy, name brand stuff. Plus I'm not a shopper in general. I don't like shopping. If I shop, it's on Amazon. Really, I'm just like, let me go to Amazon. I'm not one of those people that goes to the mall and spends all day there because it's just too draining and yeah. So when I buy stuff, I buy quality so that it lasts forever and I don't have to go shopping again. So, but yeah, I mean, I live that kind of millionaire next door life where I drive a car that is paid for. It's been paid for ever since I bought it. I use things until they can't be used anymore. I don't just replace stuff because I'm sick of it. But that's the type of lifestyle that I choose to live. That's the type of, that's what I grew up with. You know, my dad always bought quality and then chose to use it until you can't use it anymore. You know what I mean? And if it broke, then get it fixed instead of just buying a new one. See if you can get it fixed. And so again, that comes with this whole thing of that is something that a lot of people have a hard time with. They feel like they're constantly keeping up with the Joneses. They feel like they're constantly on this freaking hamster wheel of buying and spending and going to work so that you can spend your money on all these bills and all this debt and all this stuff. And it's like, no. Learn to live on 60 to 70% of your income, and then the 30 to 40 that's above that, invest and save. And really, and if you, I mean, literally, that's an easy way out. That isn't, and some people are like, oh my God, but I've got all these, and okay, well, figure it out. Ask an expert. That's what I did. I asked it out. I'm like, I got to get out of this shithole. I got to get out of this, not shithole of a place, but a shithole of a financial situation. And that was like 5 years ago, and because my divorce was very expensive and ended up getting into a lot of debt because of it. And so I was like, never again will I be in this situation. And I'm like, I need to seek the professionals. And I went and I found a financial planner. I got a new CPA because obviously I was moving from Oklahoma to Wisconsin, and discovered, you know, Dave Ramsey's method. I also did my inner work, which is all outlined in the Shift Your Money Mindset program, and I did the work. I sought out expert advice, but I also sought advice within on what do I need to feel safe in my finances? What do I need to feel secure in my life? And part of that was I want to have investments. I want to have that emergency fund. I want to have these things in place so when things happen, I can pay cash. You know, my son needed some, you know, work on his truck the other day. It was $1,800. I paid cash. That's because I did the work. That's because 5 years ago, I was like, all right, I don't like being in debt. I don't like living, you know, week to week. I want financial security. Because I was done. I was fed up with being frustrated about my finances. So whatever it is you got going on, don't try to muscle through it yourself. If you're not getting the results that you want to get, that you know that you can get, seek out the experts. Seek out the experts. If you're having financial issues, seek a financial planner. Listen to the Dave Ramsey show or listen to the Total Money Makeover. Oh my gosh, it's amazing. But you also have to do the inner work. If you want to build something, seek out somebody that knows how to build stuff. If you want to learn how to make jam, call somebody that knows how to make jam, you know. Literally, there is someone, I can guarantee you, someone in your network, someone in your tribe that is an expert and knows very well how to do those things that you are feeling frustrated about doing right now. So that's what I'm going to leave you with today. I really, truly implore you to figure out what is the biggest stressor that you have right now in your life. What is the biggest stressor that you have right now? And are you willing to stop the madness? Are you willing to say, you know what? I really need help. I really need to ask for guidance. I need to figure out how to get my shit together. I need to figure out how to screw in a board like I talked about earlier. You know, I just want to figure this out. And until you ask for help, you're still going to be in that same cycle. Okay? So get over your pride, get over yourself, you know, stop taking yourself so seriously and lighten up and ask for help. Ask for help. When you ask for help, that is when mountains will move. Okay? These hurdles are all of a sudden no longer. They are no longer. But you have to give yourself permission to admit where you need help. Okay? All right. So, If you haven't already checked out my Thrive program, this is where I help out people who want to become a coach, who really, truly want to be of service to someone. It's not I'm just in it to make money. No, that's not the kind of people that I want in my program. The kind of people that are perfect for the Thrive program, which is teaching you how to build a 6-figure coaching empire and your 6-figure coaching business, are the people who are really committed to being of service and who are committed to doing the work and are committed to doing it every single day to create a fabulous life for themselves and also to be of service to other people. So if that sounds like you, click the link below in the comments and check it out. We start on September 18th. It's going to be epic, I'm telling you. I'm so excited. And the reason why I'm launching and have created this program is because I've been training and certifying coaches for the last 5 years, but took a break from it this year. And I've had so many people come up to me saying, Flora, I identify as a coach, but I have no idea how to do it. I actually give you the framework on how to set up your coaching business. And I also give you a lot of good content on how to actually coach, how to create breakthroughs with your clients. I'm telling you, I have goosebumps just sharing this with you, because there really is, and this is something I learned from my master teachers, my master coach teachers and mentors, and I'm passing it on to you. So you not only get access to the content in the program, but you get access to all of the knowledge, all the brain bank, if you will, of knowledge that I've acquired in thousands and thousands of hours of coaching with my clients, but also all of the coaching that I've received from my master coaching mentors and teachers. And I want to offer that to you. And so, oh my gosh, I'm going to send you some amazing resources, and you have access to this program for life, which is awesome. And I'm telling you, there's nothing more satisfying to have a client reach out to you and say, my life has completely changed because of you. And where I say, well, you did the work. And that's really, truly what it's all about. So if you're willing to do the work, click the link below, check it out, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Mwah! I love you. Bye.